Hi. I've made a couple videos in the last couple days. I made one video to clarify another video, and I made another video because the second video got cut in half. So, um, anyway, this video I want to make because there was a couple things I thought about the other three videos that I didn't quite get in there. Um, And I was thinking, maybe I would be good at telling ghost stories and uh, horror stories because it'll scare that's why people don't see my videos so much is because they're afraid. But anyway, um, I what I'm going to tell you now may sound like a ghost story because I want to talk about the Queen and Charles Manson. Yeah, see, the only one thing that Charles Manson was got half-assed right, if he got anything right, and I never really listened to him, and I wouldn't definitely wouldn't want to bunk next to him. Talk about having one eye open. But anyway, um, he when he was talking sort of like he would say something like, well, if somebody wants to be king, I could put a crown on my head, and uh, it's like okay, so the queen has a crown. That's one thing. But the fact that she owns half of England and the fact that she considers Canada and the United States and Australia to be her provinces and that she can like shut down the Canadian Congress for a day just like she shuts down the streets of England. Now that's taking your crown, a little too serious. Like and it would be another thing if it was just like tradition, occult secrecy. Let's join the, have certain sacred rights. But when you can shut down whole countries and take trillions of dollars out of your economy, then it's no longer just wearing a crown. It's much more. It's very imperialist, and it's what's happening right now. And as bad as Charles Manson was, and he was very bad, at least he didn't take trillions of dollars out of the economy and shut down whole countries because they don't like what's going on. And then you have the Rothschilds, who are the financial hub in the financial hub of London. They're part of the triad. Uh, that like there's the in Rome, Italy, they have the spiritual hub, and then that's the city state of where the Vatican is, the city state, and so that's their the spiritual hub, and then you have the financial hub in London where the Rothschilds control is the grand vizier for the Queen, and then you have DC. We are the military hub, and that's why we're so huge. But anyway, this frightening thing I was saying about Manson was that the part that if you want to accept somebody with a crown on their head that can take trillions of dollars from you, that's just fine and dandy. I don't like to go that route. I don't believe, okay, so she was born into an aristocracy where they have always had power all the way back to Egypt, supposedly. Because, see, she actually considers that she is part of that aristocracy. And I guess anybody like could take that, say, steal the crown. I mean, really take over the crown. Like say, Buzzy Cromwell or something could self-appoint himself as king or something if he could get away with it, and he would just be another king. And then we'd all supposedly, like the Bush could bow down, and Obama could bow down to Buzzy Cromwell. They probably already do in a way anyway because Buzzy Cromwell, they do wet work and stuff. They could just say, oh, okay, bow down to me, or I'll kill you, or I'll have you killed. Well, it's like, if you don't bow down to the Queen, we'll have you killed, or you got to do what we say. That's kind of the way it is right now. That's kind of why they're bowing down to the Queen, both Obama and uh, Bush. And so don't listen to my videos if you don't want to. But that's the real Ponzi scheme. It isn't Social Security. People that say Social Security is a Ponzi scheme are getting off track, way off track, because the only way it could be a Ponzi scheme is the fact that they steal trillions of dollars out of it. Because normally the checks go out to people more in a logical manner. One person doesn't get a million or a billion when everybody else gets a couple $100 or something stupid like that, which is that's what it would be if it was in the stock market. You'd have your Bernie Madoffs in Social Security, which would hog up that would be the Ponzi scheme. But anyway, that's the side. They are taking something and they twist things all around. And that's just what I was saying about, like, the King James version of the Bible. They took what really happened with the Solomon, or people that they weren't really named Solomon. They weren't really named Moses. It was Tuck Moses, and Solomon had a different name. But they rearranged the names to show, just like I was saying, if the Mexicans came over here, they would rearrange our history. Well, that's kind of what they did with the Israel history. The Israel people, and may have even been involved with 9/11, but Larry Silverstein, he probably, calls himself a Jew or whatever, but he's not really a Jew per se. It's just that he, it's like the establishment. It's kind of like, if Obama's doing all these bad stuff, but you say, well, I work for Obama. Well, you want to watch out for that, because that's kind of like, saying you're a Jew or something. I mean, it's like the Jewish people aren't really part of the corruption that's at the top of the Jewish thing. Like the people over there right now, the Zionists, the zealots that are, really in control, that are making a police state out of not only Palestine, but making a police state out of Israel also. So anyway, I just wanted to add that to my other videos, and it might really scare you, because there really hasn't been a left wing in this whole country for 30 years, so I can see where I could scare people. Because when I talk about the establishment, that is the left wing, because the establishment is what's the kleptocracy, and kleptocracy means that they're taking from the poor and middle class and just giving it to the top 1%, like the Queen, which, like, she's got so much money right now, she's got a big rock under her crown that she doesn't know what to do. The rock of Gibraltar that's holding down her chair. I guess she doesn't want anybody to steal her chair, so she's got a big rock underneath it. Anyway, rock of Gibraltar, like going all the way back to medieval times and beyond, which is what it's like, medieval, really bad times. That's what we're heading into, way back when. When you're not even represented, you can't even, you go to jail indefinitely because you weren't a minion for this New World Order crap the Queen wants, and the Rothschilds want a one world order where they can control every country and every country's finances and the whole 9 yards. Thank you very much.